Hello and welcome back to Chubby Farm and of course to Stardew Valley. We have a bunch of crops ready for us this morning. Robin is thanking us for purchasing the coop upgrade and I have a lot to do. It is the final week of summer, so we need to start prepping for fall. And that includes getting everything that we can possibly get in summer before it ends. Now, if we miss a couple things, which we absolutely will because there's things we can't actually access yet, such as red cabbage, that is absolutely okay. But I want to get as much done as we possibly can. We have pretty much all the crops we need saved in our chest so far. The only thing we're missing is, like I said, red cabbage, a little bit of starfruit, which is fine. We'll get that later on. And also a few more gold star corn. Thankfully, corn grows into fall, so we don't have to worry too much about that. All right, I will get my inventory cleaned up here. I am going to go ahead and check on my animals. And speaking of my animals, before we do that, I want to grab out my dinosaur egg. And that is because now that we have the coop upgraded, we can start incubating it, getting even more dinosaur eggs, which is going to be absolutely amazing. What else do we need to do in summer? The only thing that I think we really need to do, apart from making a boatload of money, is getting ourselves a pufferfish, because I did accidentally sell. Well, I say accidentally, it wasn't really an accident. I did it on purpose. It was a mistake. A mistake is probably more fitting. And that's kind of annoying that I have one hay left over. Oh, and here's Money. She's going to let us in on a secret. What is it, Money? They won't wander out of the fence. Yeah, I know. I already told the audience that. That is just letting us know on Frontier Farm they won't wander out of this area, in case you were curious. We should probably also harvest up all of our fruit trees. And I think I would also like to organize some of my drops from my animals, because I think we're getting close to having enough milk at this point to just not have to worry about it anymore, and we can process it from there. I believe we need 15 milk for all the recipes and other things that we can do. So that is 5 plus 3 plus 7 should be 15, and then the rest of this can be either handed into the community center with the large milk and the large goat milk, and the rest of this can pretty much just be processed. I will grab out one regular goat milk so that we can sell it. I'm not going to be able to sell any of these regular milks, so we may have to get another cow at some point just so that we can get a small one. Maybe one of these will still produce it. That'll be fine. For now, I'm going to leave the rest in there because we'll process it a little bit later on. I just wanted to sort the inventory out a little bit. Well, I'll come back. I completely forgot to put the dinosaur egg in the incubator. That is my bad, but I'll go harvest up this money tree real quick and then we'll come back to doing that. So I'll sort my inventory out, figure out what I'm doing for the day, and we'll come back from there. And in here, I always like to make sure that I am actually selecting the incubator and not the haystack, because when I didn't have my confirm eat button on, I definitely have eaten my first dinosaur egg and have had to restart the day. So that's always fun. Looks like our nectarine tree is grown. We've currently got 2, so it sort of is what it is. I'm not particularly concerned about it. They will all probably get harvested up at some point, as in chopped down and moved into our greenhouse as soon as we get it. But for now, we'll continue to collect them as per usual. Now, it is also the dwarf's birthday today, and I believe the dwarf loves just normal stuff like rubies, amethyst. We have plenty of that. We can absolutely give the dwarf a loved gift today. I'm honestly just going to toss that hay because I don't need it. And then I don't really have a chest for animal products. To be completely honest with you, they can maybe just go down here with some fish. That seems to make logical-ish sense to me. So I'm going to throw my 15 milk in there. I am also going to save as many eggs as I can. We need 14 normal eggs just for all the cooking recipes. The regular goat milk was going to be sold, and then these 2 are for the community center. So they will go in there, and everything else can pretty much just be sold straight away. That is our first goat milk sold. And I believe we've sold all of those things before. So that is fantastic. From here, I think I would like to go ahead and smelt up just a little bit of copper because we are running quite low. And honestly, it's probably back to the mines today. We need more coal. We need more copper. We need a whole bunch of stuff, to be completely honest with you. It is a bad luck day today, so I'm not super tempted to go to Skull Cavern. Yeah, I don't think we will. I think we'll just go to the regular one. That should be okay. The only thing we need to do before that is head down to the beach and try and catch ourselves a pufferfish. I think they might actually spawn a little bit later. Let me just have a quick look in here. They spawn between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m, so that should be fine. We'll go up to the mines first and give the dwarf his present, and that should be pretty much good to go. Lewis wants a flounder? Probably not. Sorry, Lewis. So yeah, let's head up to the mines and get the present for the dwarf first. That would probably be useful. And then we'll head down, try and catch a pufferfish, and then straight back up to the mines to do a little bit of mining. So I'll see you guys over there. And over at the mines, we can say happy birthday to the dwarf. We'll chat to them as well and just make sure there's nothing we really want to buy in here. I believe I already bought the rare crow. No, I didn't. We'll buy that another day. That's absolutely fine. All right, for now, we are going to head straight down to the beach and get to fishing just for a little bit until we catch a pufferfish. All right, that pufferfish just made me look bad, so I thought I was going to get lucky, just get it first try, but no, apparently not. We do have an... Oh no, this is an octopus. This will probably be even harder. Okay, I'll jump into a time lapse as we try and catch anything today. Well, at least there's the flounder that Lewis wanted. That's something at the very least. Let's go ahead and accept that quest so we don't forget and continue looking for that pufferfish. Alright, this one seems to be behaving a little bit better. I hope I haven't spoken too soon, but we should be able to... Oh my... Please? Please. Just behave yourself. Alright, there we go. There is our pufferfish. Amazing. Alright, with that, I am going to go up, see if we run by Lewis. If we do, we'll give him the flounder, and then we will head to the mines. And we're going to get a prize ticket from that, so we may as well take the time to run back down to Lewis's house and see what we get. Hopefully, it's something good, but you never know. I mean, some of you might know because you were paying attention when we last did this, and it's just mixed seeds. Fantastic. Exactly what I wanted. The tea would be absolutely fantastic, so we should potentially consider paying more attention to those quests, but that's fine. It is what it is. All right, with that, do we need to head home? No, we're probably fine. Let's just head to the mines. And I'm probably going to just focus on dust sprites again today. We need copper, but that is probably easier to get in Skull Caverns. And that is not where I wanted to go. Let's go to the mines and focus on these dust sprites. Try and get that burglar ring up and running. There is combat level 9, and we're getting closer. We're currently 64 sprites away from getting our ring. So we're going to continue on for a little bit longer, and then I'll probably meet you guys back at the farm. And with that, it is 1:10 a.m. and we only need 26 more. So a little half day doing that again later on should get us there, I believe. Tomorrow, I definitely want to head into the museum and donate a whole bunch of stuff, including our ancient seed, which I haven't worried about yet. We also get a little cutscene with the dwarf. They want us to visit him, so we may go ahead and do that. I happen to know what that's about, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. Yeah, so that should be good. We get a little bit more coal to our name. I will go ahead and smelt up the rest of my copper, and we'll probably get something else smelting as well. No, we won't. because it is far too late to be doing any of that. All right, let's get everything put away. Sell the starfish, keep the puffer fish, that was close. Dried starfish can go away. Glass shards we still need to donate. Dwarf scroll we've already got. That should be good. We'll throw our broccoli seeds that we found in our chest over here. And then this chest over here can get the glass shards that we don't have just yet. I will also store the puffer fish. Okay, it's really late now. I'll deal with the rest of this tomorrow. I just want to get inside. Okay, we're inside. And we've already pet the dog today. We end up passing out in a house as per usual. Absolutely fantastic. We did get level 9 combat, which allows us to craft the iridium band. I think we're a little bit light on solar essence in order to be able to do that, but that's okay. We also get hero elixir, bombardier elixir, squid ink ravioli, and that is about it. We should have made some money yesterday from just all of the things that we sold. 7,258 gold. Perfect. We really are just trying to save up for the start of fall so we can plant a huge crop. I'm really hoping that we get farming level 10 before that happens, though. We do have another rainy day today, which is fantastic. That means our lightning rods will be working again. And Gus made us some pancakes. Absolutely delicious. That gives us +2 foraging. I'm honestly probably just going to sell them. Sorry, Gus. And then in this chest, I believe, is where I'm putting the things. I will throw my magnet ring and my boots so that I can eventually sell them back to the Adventurers Guild. And the Letterman jacket will go, for now, in our decorations chest. I think that'll be okay. All right, with that, I am going to smelt up a bunch of stuff, harvest all my crops. We have a whole ton of coffee ready to go, and then go from there. All right, decent haul today. We did get an additional 2 gold star corn, so I'll throw them in there. I'll also throw a couple others in there just so that we can hang on to them if we ever need them for anything else. Other than that, we're pretty much selling absolutely everything. We'll hold on to our coffee so that we can eventually turn that into actual coffee, and that will be fantastic. Everything else will just get sold because, like I said, we need money. All right, from here, I'm going to deal with the animals and go and check on the farm cave, and we'll go from there. I'm just going to grab one more normal milk out of here. We also have wool available for the animal bundle, which is fantastic. The reason I'm grabbing that singular small milk is so that we can sell it, so that we've officially sold one of those. That is the main reason behind that. But for now, up to the farm cave, we'll clean out our inventory and then move on with our day. It is also Victor's birthday today, and he likes ancient fiber battery packs and prismatic shards. And this is the exact reason why we keep extras of things. Ancient fibers, did I keep any extra? Yes, because I don't believe we actually need any for anything, so I will go ahead and give Victor an ancient fiber. I am also going to grab... Let's just do a big clean out today. That seems to make the most sense to me. Let's grab anything we need for the museum, anything we need for the community center, and just get everything cleaned out of our inventory as much as we possibly can. Clean it all up, make it look all nice and lovely. Perfect. I'm not going to worry too much about the things that I want to sell to the Adventurers Guild today, but we will start with all of this goodness. So up to the community center, then down to Clint's, and then to the museum. Victor should also be at home, so we'll come in here and try and chat to them. We will get a little cutscene. I'll skip right over this. And with the cutscene done, we can now give Victor his ancient fiber. He will absolutely love it, and that should bring us up to just under 4 hearts, which is fantastic. All right, now to the community center, and then down to Clint's. And for the animal bundle, we have large goat milk, and wool. We're still looking for 2 large eggs from our chickens, but that will happen sooner rather than later. In terms of anything else that we have for this, we can throw our gold star melons in there, as well as our summer crops. Now, we don't have a butternut squash on us, and that is a little concerning. Did I sell it, or did I just leave it in my chest not thinking about it? That is the question. We need to look for one of those, because That needs to happen before anything else. Thankfully, oh yeah, we do own 3 of them, so we do have some saved. I just didn't put it in the right chest. That's okay. All right, I'm going to continue on filling out the community center with anything that we have left, which is probably just the cockle. Corn and things can go in the fall crops. Corn and the yam can go in there. That should be fine. And then I think it's just the cockle and everything else is for the museum. So let's go ahead, turn that cockle in, and then head down to Clint's. That cockle does complete the crab pot bundle, which is lovely. I believe that actually might give us some crab pots, which we should probably use at some point. We could even set them up today. We have bait in our rod, so doing that isn't the biggest of deals. And I'll probably end up setting these ones up just by the river near Clint's so that we can remember to collect them, and they're nice and close to the minecarts, which is going to be absolutely lovely. Let's actually go this way instead. Might be just a little bit quicker. And yeah, I think I'm just going to set these up right along here. Seems to make the most sense to me. Just like so. Then we can grab our bait out of our rod and fill those all with bait. Now, we don't have to check them every day. Just when we're down here, we'll go ahead and check on those. I will make sure to put my bait back in my rod though. All right, for now, I'm going to donate everything I can to the museum. Head to Clint's, break open all of my geodes, and just rinse and repeat like we usually do. That ancient seed will get us the ancient seed recipe as well as an ancient seed, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I think we only got one more item there that we can actually donate to the museum, so we will go ahead and throw that in. It's not going to give us an extra reward, but that's fine. We will, however, collect our rewards, grab our ancient seeds as well as the ancient seed recipe, and then as per usual, I'm just going to leave all of this in here because I don't want to carry it around. We got a couple of okay things. Deluxe speed grow, I'll probably use that on any of the ancient seeds that I'm growing just so that it happens a little bit faster because they do take forever to grow. The apricot sapling, honestly, I will probably just sell, and then we got a little bit of coal, some stone, and some warp totems, which is, you know, fine. That will be absolutely okay. All right, from here, I think I do want to go up and grab myself the rest of the dust sprites, and then we can finally get the burglar ring. And the dwarf is going to let us know that for the low price of like 26 diamonds? Yeah, I think it's like 26 diamonds or 24 diamonds. He will blow a path straight to the desert from our farm. Let me just quickly check on that quest just to make sure. 36, 3 dozen diamonds in order for them to do that. So that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but eventually we might get there. I am also just zooming out for this, so hopefully the time lapses aren't as jarring, but yeah, we're just going to go down here and slay a whole bunch more dust sprites. And with the amount of dust sprites on this floor, this might just about do it. It'll be very, very close, I think. Maybe 1 or 2 more floors left to go after. Oh, that was it. Perfect amount. Absolutely fantastic. We can now leave the mine, head down to the Adventurers Guild, and grab ourselves the Burglar Ring, which is, in my opinion, one of the best rings in the game. I absolutely love it. Do we have anything we can sell to you? No, absolutely not. Anything we want to buy? Again, probably not. No. But we can go ahead and talk to Gil and grab the Burglar Ring. Monsters have a greater chance of dropping loot. I believe what this actually does is rolls their loot table twice. So you could get duplicated drops, or you could get, you know, different things. So this is just very, very nice to have. The only problem is we have a lucky ring and we have a glowstone ring, both of which I really, really like, but I honestly think, unless we're doing Skull Cavern, the Burglar's Ring is going to be the better choice. Now, the question is, do we continue farming dust sprites and just see how much coal we can get in a single day? And I think the answer is yes. So it's currently 3 p.m. We have 22 coal. Let's see how we do on the day now that we have this ring on. Now that it's 10 p.m, I think we will head home. So that was 7 hours, and we managed to get an additional like 52 coal, I think, if my math is correct. So yeah, that was definitely worth it, at least for me. I'm now going to head back to the bus stop. I'm going to go over and plant my very first ancient seed in Grandpa's shed, which will involve crafting up an additional sprinkler, but that'll be okay. We can manage that. And I think I will also go ahead and use the speed grow on that because, you know, it'll make it a little bit quicker. I will put that into there. My warp totems, I mean, I guess they can all live in there. That's probably fine. And then the ring will also live in this chest over here. Throw the mystery box away and we will grab ourselves, where are they? Sprinklers, sprinklers, sprinklers. I'll grab a quality sprinkler for now. I just think it'll make it a little bit easier. We can craft deluxe speed grow. That is the top tier speed grow that we currently have access to. However, we actually have some already. So let's grab out like 8 of those just so that we can do all the way around this quality sprinkler. And I think that will be fine. Obviously, we're only planting the 1 ancient fruit today, but slowly over time, we will get more and more until this whole shed is full of ancient fruit. That's the plan, at the very least. And this is the shed, all fixed up. Robin's here to let us know that she fixed it up all nice and good. There is a space up the top for crops. I believe there's 150 spaces in total, 15 by 10. So it actually fits iridium sprinklers really, really quite nicely. So that is always nice to see. All right, let's go ahead and throw down our sprinkler there, grab out our hoe, and honestly, I'll probably only put one of these down now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't know if these deteriorate over time. I also don't have my watering can on me, so we can't water that today, but it'll get watered in the morning, and that'll be okay. That'll be ready in 21 days. Not too bad. Not too bad. It takes a while. Ancient fruit definitely takes a good long time to get started, but once it does, you can harvest it once a week, and it is absolutely fantastic. For now, let's head back to the farm. It's telling us up the top left that we need to water that, but it'll be fine, like I said. And we have a little bit of time, so let's throw our deluxe speed grow back in there, grab our coal out, grab some copper, grab some... I mean, what else? I mean, yeah, let's just keep smelting up some iridium, I guess. Even if we have to sell a little bit of this iridium just to get our crops going for fall, I'm absolutely okay with that. We don't really need this amount of iridium this early in the game, so I'm not particularly concerned about it. We should probably consider upgrading our tools, the rest of our tools at some point as well, but for now, this will be okay. Perfect. With that done, I believe we're going to head to bed for the evening. And a little bit earlier today, 12:10 a.m. Absolutely fantastic. We didn't even use any of our energy today. Fantastic. I don't think we mined very many rocks as we were killing those dust sprites, so that sort of makes sense. All right, day 24. What is going on today? It is a good luck day. It's also Willie's birthday. What does Willie like? Diamond, gold bar, iridium bar, and prismatic shard. You can absolutely have a gold bar. Why not? Let's read the mail. Victor is letting us know how to cook ramen. I will go ahead and harvest up all of the things on my farm, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with the rest of our day. With that, we'll grab out a gold bar for Willie, and you know, since it's a lucky day, I am very, very tempted to go to Skull Cavern. And I'm even tempted to leave the burglar ring on rather than taking our luck ring. I just honestly think it's that powerful. So in saying that, let me grab out all of the things that I need for Skull Cavern. It is not Sunday. I probably won't even bother taking these staircases. They're just an extra inventory slot that we can't really afford right now. I will take the quartz. I won't take the jade, we can't use it. I will take my diamonds. I will take a warp totem to the farm, a warp totem to the desert, as well as our Omni Geodes and our Master Slingshot, just in case we end up using it. I'll throw the Copper Hoe, the Iridium Rod, the Iridium Axe, and the Scythe back in there. And then we'll head down to the beach. Do we have a warp totem for the beach? Maybe? Yeah, we do. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? So I'll throw all but one of those in there. We will warp to the beach, give Willy his birthday present, which is the gold bar, and then we'll warp straight to the desert and, you know, start a Skull Caverns run. I think that'll be absolutely amazing. We definitely need more resources than we currently have. And with that cutscene done, we can give Willy his birthday present. We now have 3 hearts with Willy, and we can warp straight to the desert. Absolutely amazing. Let's get this Skull Cavern run started as quickly as possible. Now, I didn't bring any rubies with me. I just want to quickly go back and check that I don't have any, because I would like to have rubies, because I think rubies are what get us spicy eel, and spicy eel is just a fantastic food to have with us while we're in Skull Cavern. So let me just quickly check whether or not the rubies have accidentally ended up in a separate chest, or if I just missed it. Okay, we only have 1. That's a little bit rough. Well, okay, there's an idea. Since we don't have spicy eel today, let's take our miner's treat and our lucky ring instead. And then what we could do is we can replace the glowstone ring with the lucky ring and use the miner's treat for our magnetism. We won't have light, but I'm not particularly concerned about that. I think that is a good trade-off. And then we can go back in here, grab ourselves another desert warp totem, and warp straight back to the desert. A little bit of a detour. I forgot to bring a farm totem. Well, that's okay. Maybe we'll find one along our way. I also didn't craft up any bombs. Geez, I'm just not prepared at all today. Okay, that's all right. This Skull Cavern run might be a little bit of a weird one. We definitely won't get as far as we normally do, but that's okay. Let's grab ourselves all of the triple shot espresso that we can. Grab ourselves all of the desert warp totems that we can, just so that we have a nice stock. I probably won't get too many more of those. We'll probably start getting artifact troves relatively soon. And at the very least, we can get a couple bombs with our quartz, which will be nice and help us out just a little bit. It's not an ideal setup going into Skull Caverns, but hey, it'll be fine. Let's drink a triple shot espresso. We'll eat ourselves a miner's treat and get to mining. And that is why I kept the Burglar's ring on. We just got 13 solar essence from all of those guys. We got a curiosity lure, and we're already up to 18 coal as well. So we did find, we did find both this and a minecart, but you know what I'm saying. What's our first treasure room going to give us? 15 cherry bombs, which is honestly kind of nice, considering I forgot to bring all of my bombs. And we get our very first seed maker as well, which will save us from crafting one early on in terms of making more ancient seeds. We could also potentially grow all of the red cabbages we need, because we did find a red cabbage seed off one of the serpents, which is always nice to see. We already have the one for the community center, but there are a couple more required in order to get perfection. Simply just selling one is one of those. So that seed maker will come in very, very handy later on in the run. And honestly, that'll probably do me for today. It's definitely not the best Skull Caverns run that I've ever done, but we did manage to get ourselves a dinosaur egg, another curiosity lure. We managed to get 29 solar essence, which is pretty big. That means we can probably craft the iridium band relatively soon. We got a bunch of gold, 60 iridium, just general resources that we kind of needed. Of course, we got the seed maker as well, so that is always nice. But for right now, I think it is time to warp back home. And yeah, I definitely shouldn't forget to craft bombs next time I end up going to Skull Cavern, because that was definitely less good than it could have been. All right, I'm going to organize all my chests and then we will head to bed. All right, chests are all organized. It's time to go to bed. And I'm curious how close we are to actually getting mastery. We need 327 more XP in foraging. We need a little bit more in farming because we're only at level 8. And we only need 3,078 XP in combat. So we are very, very close. That is fantastic to see. I think we may get there before the end of summer. It's going to be close. I'm hoping we do, but I'm not betting on it. I think the only thing we may be lacking in is just that little tiny bit of farming experience, which, is what it is. All right, let me start the day with all of my chores and we will go from there, as Willie tells us how to make chowder and George would like a hot pepper, which we currently have. So that should be nice and easy to complete. All right, I'll come back in a little bit. And thankfully, we do have the butternut squash in here. I completely forgot about that, but that is absolutely something we have. In terms of this dinosaur egg, I may incubate it straight away, but I also might just give it to Gunther. I genuinely don't know which I would rather do. But for now, I need to continue on with my daily chores, getting my animals all looked after, and then we can figure it out from there. There is farming level 9, which is definitely something that I love to see. I think today I might actually go ahead and set up some processing machines for my animals, because at the moment they're just sitting there, they're wasting part of our day and we're not making any profit off them. So we should definitely be turning their goods into artisan goods, saving up the ones that we need and selling the rest so that we can make a little bit of extra cash. Right, so in terms of the machines we need a couple of cheese presses. We currently have, how many animals do we have? We have 3 cows, 1 goat, and those are all the things that make milk. So we need at least 4 of those. I'm gonna make 6 because we do have a little bit of a backlog of stock that we need to worry about. Mayonnaise machine, I'm going to also make 6 of those. That seems like it will be a decent idea. The loom requires a pine tar, so we can't actually make that just yet, but we do have that tapped, so that should be ready relatively soon. And the only other thing that is required for animal products, I believe, is the oil maker. As soon as we get truffles unlocked, I may as well go ahead and craft 2 of those now. That seems like a reasonable way to go. And also the butter churn, which I don't actually know if we've unlocked yet, and I don't think we have. That's a Stardew Valley Expanded item, so that is something to keep in mind. I'm going to place these machines down in my pens. That way, when I come in here to pat my animals in the morning, I can just go ahead and process all of the items that they give me. And I think that's just generally a nice, easy way to do it. I personally like to run them just straight down here, like so. And that way, once we get eggs that we're actually processing, we can just run them straight in there. For now, I am saving all of my eggs because I need them for different recipes that we're eventually going to make. But I can, at the very least, start processing all of my milk into cheese, which will eventually replace my current food source and just be good in general. So I'm going to grab out as much milk as I can. I actually don't think I can put it back in there, which is kind of annoying. I didn't really consider that. But that's okay. We can get at least some of it started to process. I may even just go ahead and sell these remaining ones as they are, just to make sure that we've sold one of absolutely everything. We still don't have a large... Oh yeah, we have some large milk there as well, so we can sell all of those, and I think that'll just generally be okay. I'm also going to put my oil makers down here because I generally make truffle oil over any other kind of oil, and that's where my pig lives. So that is the plan with that. In terms of what we should do today, I'm considering doing a fishing smoking day just to make a little bit more cash before fall starts. We don't really have too much else we need to do. It's a bad luck day, so, you know, fishing isn't, mining isn't going to be the best in terms of getting things to happen. But since we aren't doing any mining and we're not picking anything up, we should probably go ahead and throw our lucky ring on. I don't know that it makes much of a difference, but we're going to do it anyway. I think that'll be fine. Let me just quickly look up the... Well, actually, do we need to look it up? Or should we just go and fish at Shearwater Bridge and grab as many butterfish and poppyfish as we can? I think that is going to be the answer. So let's grab our fish smoker. Let's grab a whole bunch of coal. I'll grab all but one out, and we can go ahead and start smelting up a little bit more. What do we need? I mean, we have a ton of iridium. I'm tempted to sell all but 10 of it just to make a little bit of extra cash as well. That's probably not the worst idea. We also, I believe, can go ahead and craft ourselves an iridium band, which is something I would like to do before I use all of my solar essence on bombs. So let's do that. That is going to replace the glowstone ring. The glowstone ring will eventually get sold back to Marlin, and I think that'll be okay. Anything else we need? Do we need the bait maker for today? I don't think we do. We definitely need some tackle. So let's grab a dress spinner, maybe make a... actually, if we're catching butterfish and poppyfish, we probably want the trap bobber over anything else. I'll take a dish of the sea just to make it that little bit easier. And then, honestly, I think that is all we need. I might go ahead and make myself one more, let's say 2 more trap bobbers, just to make sure that we definitely have enough. And that should be absolutely fantastic. All right. With that, I will go ahead and sell my iridium. I think that's the first time we've sold it too, so that should, you know, be that done. Let me just clean up my inventory here. That should be fine. I'm going to leave the burglar ring on me because I'd like to swap back to it at some point, and that should be okay. All right, before we do fishing, and I haven't... Yeah, before we do fishing, let's go ahead and drop anything we can off at the community center because we can finish the summer crops bundle, and I would like to do that sooner rather than later. I'm also just now noticing that my gold star corn is in here and it shouldn't be. Let me also just quickly double check that we don't need to donate anything else from here or from here to the bundles. We could also go ahead and complete the construction bundle too. Let's go ahead and do that. How many does that require? I think it changes in Stardew Valley Expanded. Construction bundle is 499 wood, 10 clay, 200 stone, and 30 hardwood. Okay, we can absolutely do that. 499 of that. I don't remember how much stone, but I'll just take all of it. That'll be okay. 10 clay and like 30 hardwood, I think it was. We'll just quickly make sure that that was actually accurate, because if it's not, then I'm going to be annoyed. All right, and it's 199 stone. Perfect. 199 stone in the inventory, and with that, let's head out to the community center, get some bundles done, and then go fishing. There is the construction bundle finished. I also realized I brought my corn with me. That's okay. It is what it is. And I think the only thing left to donate is the butternut squash, which should finish off the summer crops bundle. I don't remember what we get for that. It might just be seeds, and if it is, we'll probably just sell them. But that is now complete as well. We are slowly but surely making progress. That's a quality sprinkler. That, honestly, will probably just get sold as well, if I'm being completely honest. All right, now we will head over to Shearwater Bridge and do a spot of fishing for the day and try and end the day with as much money as humanly possible. I mean, since we're here and we're doing fishing anyway, let's go ahead and restock our crab pots. That'll give us our first newspaper from a crab pot, our first snail, and our first periwinkle. Absolutely amazing. And you have to double click these in order to get things out and put bait back in. So keep that in mind. I'm going to toss the newspaper. That's fine. I will sell both of these. They are going to be required for the shipping one of everything thing, I think? Maybe. They are fish, so they actually might not count towards that. And we get another cutscene with Victor. Again, I don't want to ruin anything for you, so I'm going to skip over these. I just caught a dress spinner, and I am immediately going to put that on my rod because I don't feel like we necessarily need the trap bobber over here. The puppy fish is the only one that's somewhat difficult, and I think with the Dish of the Sea, I can catch it without the trap bobber. So that's the new plan. And yet another dinosaur egg for our collection. Absolutely amazing. I also did just notice that Willy likes butterfish, loves butterfish, so I am going to give him that just to raise our friendship up just that little bit more, and we'll give him a chat as well. Looks like he has a repeating line there, so we talked to him a bunch. That brings us up to 4 hearts with him. Okay, maybe I'm not good enough to catch the puppy fish without the trap bobber. I thought I was. I'll give it one more go. If I lose another one, then I might just switch back. And with it being 12:50 in the morning, it is probably time to pick up our smoker and head back to the farm. Now, we got a pretty decent haul. We got 10 puppy fish in total and 10 butterfish in total, including the one that we gave to Willy, so not too bad. It should make us a decent amount of money. I will continue to smoke up the rest of them as we progress through the game. Obviously, they won't get smoked super quickly, but, you know, one by one it is, until we catch more jellies. And there is a chance we'll catch more jellies in fall because we are going to be, you know, trying to catch all of the fall fish. But for right now, it's a little bit of a slog trying to get all of these fish smoked up and ready to go. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and throw another puppy fish in there. We will sell all of the smoked fish that we have. I'm not going to worry about smoking up the pike. I know they're 300. That would double as 6. It's not worth my time. The periwinkle and the snail. Let me just quickly check on my spreadsheet over here. I don't think... No, we do. We do need these for recipes. So I need to keep 2 periwinkle and 2 snails. So they will just go straight into my fishing chest, I think, is probably the safest place for them to live. Everything else can pretty much get cleaned up with the Q button, and then I will sort my inventory out as fast as I possibly can, selling all of my trash, making sure I keep the corn. Faded button needs to go to Gunther. Skeleton tail can go in there. All of my fishing things can live in there. I'm going to just leave these in my inventory for the moment. In terms of these machines, I think charcoal kiln can live in there. That'll be fine. It's 150, so we need to do this quickly. That can live in there. And everything else can pretty much just stay until morning, I think, because I don't think we have time to do anything else. Let's try and pet the dog, but pass out right in front of it, as per usual. That is level 9 farming, which is actually what I wanted rather than level 10, because I wanted to be able to make the iridium sprinkler, which we can now make, which is fantastic. I am slightly regretting now selling all of those iridium bars, but we should still have enough to do what we need. We also get the yarn spooler, which I don't think we can use yet. I believe that's a thing you use on camels, but I'm not 100% sure. And we can make the seed maker and quality fertilizer. Fantastic. Let's see how much money we made on the day. We made 15 grand from fishing, 23 grand from mining, and whopping a grand total of 49,000 gold. Absolutely fantastic. I honestly think Skull Cavern runs are going to be more profitable than fishing at this point in the game, and a lot more fun for me. I prefer going to Skull Cavern over fishing any day of the week. Let me just quickly sort out my inventory. We'll run around, collect all our crops and all of the things that we need to do, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with the rest of our day. We have our very first artisan goods ready for collection, which is amazing. Like I said, I probably will switch to cheese eventually as our general source of food. But for right now, I won't worry just yet. Let's get all of these thrown in there. Grab the rest of that, and that should be good to go. All right, we have goat's cheese. That can go in the artisan bundle. Regular cheese can go in the artisan bundle. That is 2 more things we don't have to worry about checking off the community center. And to finish up, cleaning off the farm, and then figure out what we want to do. I will sell 1 goat cheese and 1 regular cheese for the moment, just so that we have definitely shipped 1 of each of those. And I will also sell an egg of each color. I don't think we need to, but we've done it now. I might also sell a singular pine tar so that that gets checked off as well, which I think will be nice. Pine tar is going in there, goat cheese is going in there, and a regular cheese is going in there. The rest of the cheese for now, honestly, I think we'll put in this sort of weird animal chest that we've got going on that's colored for summer. Don't ask me how that system works, but that is the plan. Clear out the inventory, and then, I mean, it says maybe we should stay home today, but I am very, very tempted to head back to Skull Caverns for the day. Now, we do need to see the traveling merchant, so let's get everything organized before we do that. Let's grab a desert warp totem, a farm warp totem. Omni geodes I'm going to leave for now. I don't think we necessarily need them as much. Diamonds I'll take for the triple shot espresso. Ruby I'll take for spicy eel. And I'll grab the master slingshot. I'm not 100% sure how much iron ore we have in order to craft ammo for it. Well, we can make a decent amount. That's not too bad. And then I'm going to make all of the mega bombs that I can. And should we make all of our bombs use all of our coal? It seems like a bad idea. So let's do it. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. I no longer have any coal left to smelt up these fish, but you know what? Let's just sell them. Let's just sell them, get them out of the inventory, and call it a day there. All right, the things that we don't need can go away. I am going to throw on the burglar ring rather than the lucky ring. I just think it's better. I don't know. Did we just get so much loot from the monsters? I mean, maybe we can just wear this, and then when we come down to a mummy floor, we can switch it out. Maybe that's a better idea. Let's do that. Okay, perfect. I will clean up my inventory, go and see the traveling merchant, and then, yeah, we can get started working on Skull Cavern. Clint wants 15 coal. Sure, we'll see if we get to that. We might not, we might. I genuinely don't know. Unfortunately, I can't upgrade my tools at this point, because if we do, then on fall 1st, we won't be able to plant everything that we want to plant. It means the planting season in fall is going to be a little bit rough, but I think it'll be okay. We could buy our honey from here. We could, absolutely, I'm buying a rabbit's foot. 100%. I don't care how much it costs. I am buying that because it can be a real pain to get that in year 1. So that is for the community center. I'm putting that right down there. Maybe we won't need it. If we don't, then that's good. It's also a loved gift by so many people, and that should be okay. With that all being said and done, let's warp straight to the desert, get a nice early start with actual bombs in our inventory, which is very, very nice. Let's go ahead and drink our triple shot espresso, go up and see the desert trader, grab ourselves some more triple shot espresso, as well as some spicy eels to use for the day, and that will be amazing. The spicy eel combo with the triple shot espresso making you super fast is just such a big part of Skull Cavern runs. I really missed it in the last run we did. Plus, it gives you an extra +1 luck, so even though it's not a lucky day today, we'll have a little bit of luck going into this. And now that we're here, let's switch this out because there is a chance for mummies to spawn on this floor. Of course, none actually spawn for us, so we're going to switch that right back out. We're going to be doing that throughout the day. And our first treasure chest room of the day gives us another prismatic shard, which is absolutely lovely. I will just quickly mention too, I am killing these large slimes sometimes if they're a nice easy kill. Not so much for the slime or anything, I'm not even picking that up, but just for the combat experience, because they drop the mini slimes every now and then and they each give you experience. So they're a nice quick way to farm up your combat skill, which we are, of course, trying to get to level 10. And with that, we'll go down this ladder and probably just go straight home for the evening. It is 1:20 in the morning, and I think we got a pretty decent haul today. Not in terms of iridium, we didn't really get that low, but we did manage to get ourselves 3 prismatic shards, which is very, very nice. We got that rabbit's foot from the traveling merchant. We got 3 diamonds. You know, all in all, a pretty decent day in the Skull Caverns, which you really can't ever complain about. All right, let's go for a quick cleanup of our inventory. I will throw this bad boy in there. Solar Essence should be in probably the other chest, to be completely honest with you, so that I remember to actually craft bombs before I go to Skull Caverns, but that's okay. We'll throw it in the mining chest for now. I feel like it just makes a little bit more sense in there. We do still need a purple mushroom for exotic foraging, so I'll throw that in there. Cherry bombs can live there, as well as the spicy eel. And I think with that, we are pretty much done. We did manage to get an additional 46 coal today, which is nice. Clint does want 15 of that, so I'll try my very best to remember to actually go ahead and do that in the morning. We'll grab both our jade and our smoked puppy fish that we can go ahead and sell. And then from there, we can just grab all of our regular tools back out and quickly clean up our inventory. So that goes there, and that goes there, and that goes there, and that goes there. Perfect. All done and dusted. Now, I did end up using the Burglar's Ring more than I probably would have liked, because I completely forgot to switch it out every now and then. But you know what? We got a decent amount of loot, so I'm pretty happy with that. The benefit of using the Burglar's Ring in the Skull Caverns is it gives you double the chance of getting prismatic shards from monsters, which is particularly nice. So that is the reason we did that. Day 27 of summer, we are starting the day with $72,000, which is very, very nice. We should probably... Oh, actually, that's fantastic. The bookseller is in town. We are definitely visiting them and picking up some of the speed books. I know we still need a ton of money for fall, but I think that is going to be more important. I'm also tempted to go and grab the deluxe coupe. We'll see how much money we have left after the bookseller, but that is another $20,000 that we would need in order to do that. It's not a particularly lucky day today. I'm going to start the day as we start every other day by just completing our chores. We did manage to get our extra gold corn today, so we can now complete... Well, I don't know if we can complete it, but we can at least donate those to the community center for the quality crops bundle, which will be nice. Our legend finally decided to also produce some more roe, which is fantastic. We've been waiting on him for quite a while now. All right, now the question is, what do we do with our day? And I think the trip to the community center is in order because we do have a decent amount of things to donate there. We have 2 dinosaur eggs. I think I'm going to keep 1 for sure. Bookseller is in town, so we'll grab out our monster compendiums. We can trade that in for something. I can't actually remember what, but we can trade it in for something, and that'll be lovely. I am going to grab out a whole bunch of wood and stone, just so that we can potentially go ahead and upgrade our coop with Robin. I think that is going to be worthwhile. And then there really isn't much else we need to do today. We could go back to Skull Caverns, but I mean, we did that yesterday. So what do we do today? That is the big question. Do we start working on smelting up all of our resources and crafting iridium sprinklers? Possibly. That might be the plan. But to get started, we'll go up and see the bookseller. Hopefully we can buy a couple of books. make ourselves permanently faster. I'm hoping to get all of them, but I think we don't have enough money to quite do that just yet, so we'll see how that goes. I also never did end up getting the thing back here, and I don't know if I can while the balloon's there because I don't exactly remember where it is, but there's something back here that we'll grab later on. All right, firstly, we're going to trade in our 2 monster compendiums for slime egg press, and that is going to be particularly useful because we can make slime eggs. And that means that we can make friends with Marlon that little bit quicker because he loves slime eggs, which is fantastic. Monster Mask is definitely something I'm interested in getting, so I am saving any combat quarterly I managed to find from here on out. But we could buy one. We could buy one. Interesting. Okay, well, let's buy other things first. We're going to buy Way of the Wind Part 1. We are going to immediately read that. That just makes us a little bit quicker. Now, if we come back in here, we can buy Way of the Wind Part 2. That would leave us with just about 20 grand left to upgrade the coop. I don't love it, but it's what we're going to do. I'm not going to even look at their inventory anymore because I think I would like to get this coop upgraded as soon as humanly possible. And then we just need to figure out a way to make all of the money in the world before fall happens. The Age Legends row will help, but I actually don't know if they're going to be ready in time. We meant to go to the community center. Let's stop by there first. All right, I'll figure it out in my head and then we'll go from there. And I should have bought that honey. We would have been done with this. I mean, I could just make a singular jelly out of pretty much anything and this will be complete. Or we could make butter, truffle oil. I mean, honey's probably the easiest, right? But yeah, I didn't quite get there. That's okay. I don't think we have anything. Oh, yes, we do. Full quality crops. We could have done this with butternut squash as well and had this done already, but I'm just going to wait and do it with either sweet potato or pumpkin. Those are both full crops, so that should be easy enough. And then we have exotic foraging in the pine tar. And I don't think that'll complete that, but we will be very, very close. Oh, I should have put the purple mushroom in here instead of the other one. Well, we have some back at home. We could also use fur wax, but that's okay. All right. We have a slime egg press. We have some stone and wood. Let's go up and see Robin, get that coop upgraded to the almost final tier because Stardew Valley Expanded does add an additional tier on top of that. And then go home, look over our inventory and see what we can maybe sell before fall and just, have less of stuff going into fall. That's the general plan. I'll probably smelt up a whole bunch of iridium stuff as well. For now, I would like to check out your shop real quick. Did I want something in here? I thought I did, but I can't remember what it was. No, I didn't want anything from in there. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to move some things because I need this to be out of the way before fall starts. And the general plan is that this is going to live over here. I don't mind the camera moving. I'm just looking at my other screen. And I also wanted to move my silo as well because that just isn't going to live there full time. Instead, it's going to move down here and live over here somewhere. I think that'll be absolutely reasonable. Unfortunately, we can't move Grandpa's shed. That would be nice because it is so far away. But everything else should be pretty much in the position that we want it to be in. You can also move your house in here. I don't know if you knew that. You can also move the shipping bin and things like the watering, the dog bowl, which if you water your dog's bowl, you might want it closer to your door. But that is all we needed to move. From there, we will just go ahead and say, please build us a deluxe coop. We should have everything we need in our inventory. And we scroll over and upgrade that. Fantastic. That should give us access to all of the animals except the Stardew Valley Expanded exclusives. And that should be good. All right, let's go home and have a look at our inventory and see what we can't sell before fall starts. I will also go ahead and set up the slime egg press just because I can. Get a green slime egg producing itself. They sell for a decent amount of money in and of themselves. But for now, I'm just going to look through all of my inventories, see if there's anything that I can part ways with, and we'll do a massive sell-off before fall comes around. And this is what I've come up with. We're selling a little bit of cloth, we're selling our sonar bobber, some of our gems, just the ones that we don't really need and that we can sell for a decent amount. Basic retaining soil, quality retaining soil, speed grow, all of our swords and trinkets and rings and things like that will go up to the Adventurers Guild and sell them as well. It won't make us a ton of money, but it should be a decent amount. So let's head up to the mines for now, and we will go ahead and sell all of this to the Adventurers Guild. And we'll gather some forage along the way as well. I think I would like to take a stop at the Secret Woods today as well. I'm saying as well a lot. Just to get foraging finally up to level 10. I think that will be absolutely fantastic. And in terms of our skills, I prefer using this one. We still need a little bit of combat as well. So, I mean, we'll do a little bit of combat at Secret Woods, and then we might even come back up to the mines and do a little bit more. Don't sell my Burglar's ring. Do a little bit more combat just to get that up and running too, because I would like to be as close to mastery by the end of summer as humanly possible. But for right now, I'm going to head down to the Secret Woods and chop some stumps. That's the plan. And there is foraging level 10. Absolutely fantastic. I will chop all of these. I don't see why not. There's really no harm in it. I mean, should I, or should I just get on with combat experience? I think I maybe should just get on with combat experience. So we'll do this little loop up here, and then we will head into the mines, probably to the lower levels, and go from there. We could also, to help aid that, is there anything we can sell in town to get us up to 5 grand so that we can buy the Combat Quarterly, go back to the bookseller, and then get the Monster Mosque, go down and fight a whole bunch of stuff? That might be possible, although we might not have enough time left in the day. It's 4:40. That's going to be tough unless we went to Clint's. Let's store everything as fast as we possibly can. Do I need any poison mushrooms? I probably do. Let me just keep that in my inventory for now because we are in a little bit of a rush. Yeah, I could go down to Clint's. Possibly sell him some things. I can't sell those to Clint. That's unfortunate. I mean, I could sell him some geodes potentially. Does he even buy those? No. But I might have enough gems in here to be able to do that. Emeralds don't really need to be used for anything, so let's take out emeralds. Try and get to Clint's before he leaves, because it looked like I could still maybe use his shop while he was in there, but he wasn't behind his desk. Maybe. If not, it's not the biggest deal in the world. But let's go to town. Clint's left. Okay, so this probably isn't going to work, but we'll try it anyway just in case. And no, we can't sell them to him. Well, that's a shame. All right, never mind. We're just going to head to the mines and get some combat experience. And I am going to focus on the monsters that we still need to kill. So we need to kill 10 bats, 22 duggies, like 494 slimes. So let's just start at like level 10 and work our way down from there. We'll get duggies, we'll get slimes, we'll get some copper. It'll be a good time. And I hate this floor so much that I am just going to elevator past it. I really don't like it even a little bit, so we're just going to continue on from floor 20. Alright, it's 1 AM. We probably didn't get as much combat experience as we could have if we went a little bit lower, but at the very least we got foraging to level... what was it? Foraging to level... I don't remember. What do you mean? My level 10. How can you not remember that? Anyway, we are heading home at this point. I make myself laugh sometimes. All right, we're heading home. I believe I wanted to keep this poison mushroom, so we'll go ahead and throw that in a chest before we do anything else, probably in the same chest as all of our other mushrooms. We'll hit Q to quick clear most of our inventory. These emeralds can go back. Decoration houseplant can go in there. And then we'll simply sell our crab and our chewing stick and head to bed for the night. Pat the dog before we do so and actually make it into bed today. That's always nice. Level 10 foraging is going to give us the choice between botanist and tracker. I always choose botanist because honestly, I hate having forageable items in my inventory that are of different quality. That also gives us the opportunity to go to the desert and collect a whole bunch of forage that's probably worth a decent amount. We managed to make 17 grand yesterday, which is not too bad. I am considering just doing another massive Skull Caverns run today. Oh, especially because it's a lucky day. Okay, that is 100% what we're doing. It is Sunday, so we can get staircases. We can get as low as possible very early on. But first, we need to do our chores. So Queen of Sauce is going to teach us how to cook bread. Absolutely fantastic. It is the dance of the Moonlight Jellies today, though. So we do have to come back a little bit early. That is honestly a little bit unfortunate. So let me harvest up my crops and get the farm under control. All of our starfruit is harvested today as well, which is very, very nice. We will probably end up selling a decent chunk of that. Eventually, I will be making kegs and turning that into starfruit wine, but for right now I think we need the money more than we need starfruit wine, so this will probably mostly get sold. I'll go ahead and do my chores and we'll come back from there. I'm just gonna buy the jelly. We can use that in the community center and then I don't have to worry about it. I think that's just one of the easiest ways to go about that. So that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm at the very least going to sell all of my gold and silver quality starfruit. I think that's okay. I might go ahead and save the rest of this for wine, because we did also get our first harvest of oak resin, so that is something that we can make very, very soon as well, which will be absolutely fantastic. Plus we need to save some for different things anyway, so for now they can live in there, and my goat cheese and large egg can go in there for the moment. Jelly is going to go to the community center, so that can live there, and oak resin can live in my normal chest. Our first slime egg is also complete, so I may even go ahead and start up another one of those, just because it's always nice to have some gifts for Marlin. And they sell for a decent amount. They sell for 1,000 each, which isn't too bad. But for right now, I am just going to leave this in here as a gift for Marlin. What do we need to do? We need to go to the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies, which is honestly a little bit annoying. We have a decent amount of money. I am considering just doing a Skull Cavern run, like I said. I think I will. So let's throw everything away that we don't need. I'm going to keep the lucky ring on me today because I want to get as low as I possibly can. I don't care as much about monsters. So all of that is going to go away. I'm going to grab my bombs, my master slingshot, my regular bombs, my rubies, my diamonds, my staircases, my quartz, my jade. Omni geodes I'm going to leave for now. I don't think I have to worry about those. Grab my spicy eel, triple shot espresso, and my cherry bombs. And that should be everything we need for Skull Cavern. Let me just clean up the inventory here a little bit, and then we'll get moving. Don't forget our warp totem to the desert. And instead of a warp totem back to the farm, which we don't actually have anyway, I'm going to get a warp totem to the beach so we can warp directly to the event. I think that is the smart way to go. All right, with that all being said and done, let's warp directly to the desert. 9:20 a.m. start. We do have a decent amount of jade on us, so we should be able to get a decent amount of staircases and make very quick progress in the mines today, especially because we got both levels of Way of the Wind as well, which means we move just that little bit faster. Unfortunately, we don't have quite as much spicy eel as I would like, but you know, that's okay. Also grab all of the bombs we can with our quartz and all of these staircases for a total of 35. Still not the best amount of staircases in the world that I've ever had, but you know, it's going to be a start. That'll get us down just that little bit quicker. I'm going to use them somewhat selectively. If there is like a giant cluster of rocks on one floor that looks like a great prime bomb target, I will still bomb. But on floors like this where there's not as much going on, I probably won't bomb as much. I will here because I still want the solar essence from that mummy, but you know, we'll figure it out. All right, enjoy the time lapse. And there is floor 100 at 4:40 p.m. plus another 5 mega bombs, which is extremely nice because we were running a little bit low. Two prismatic shards on the same level is very, very nice to see. And with that, I will jump down this very last shaft, getting us to floor 150. I will kill this bat. Kill this bat, please. Die. Okay, maybe I won't kill the bat. I will then warp directly to the beach so that we don't miss out on the event. We had a very nice day today. I will say we had a very nice day. We got 251 iridium ore, which is absolutely fantastic. We got 4 prismatic shards, 6 diamonds. Yeah. I had fun. That was a good time. All right. This event is going to be pretty boring. I'm going to walk around, talk to absolutely everyone, and then we'll start the event and watch the little cutscene. But that's about it. I mainly just do this so that we do get as much friendship with everyone as we possibly can while they're all in the same place. So we'll come back once I've spoken to everyone. And look, this is probably an event we could have skipped because we don't actually require anything from Pierre, but it is what it is. And with that, we talk to Lewis and begin the cutscene. I'll turn off my list so it looks a little bit better. I actually haven't seen this cutscene with the visible fish mod, so I think it actually might look quite cool, but I'm just going to time lapse right through it. And there we have it. Another event concluded, another successful Skull Caverns run, and I'm hoping... No, the Age Legend row isn't going to be ready until tomorrow, unfortunately. Let's do a quick queue, get everything out of our inventory that we don't need, throw everything back for the Skull Caverns, throw all of that. We got another farm warp totem, which is absolutely fantastic. Rusty Cog can be sold. Blue Cowboy Hat will go in our decorations chest. And these two can be sold. From there, we'll grab out all of our tools, including our watering can, because we will be requiring that tomorrow. Rod goes there, hoe goes there, and we are pretty much done for summer. We have a little bit of time left, and I think I would like to take the time to go ahead and clear out my corn because it is actually not going to stay as we progress into fall. We've got enough as it is, and I don't have to worry about that. I'm also quickly just going to harvest up all of my sprinklers and clear out this row of tilled soil because it is going to be replaced with a path. I placed my crops wrong at the start of summer, so that is what it is. All right, those sprinklers are cleared out. We will clear the rest tomorrow. For now, I'm just going to leave them in there and quickly have a look at the iridium sprinkler. We can currently make 10. That is because we need more iridium bars, which we should. Yeah, we have 500 iridium and 125 coal. We should absolutely be able to smelt up more of those so that we can definitely make all of the sprinklers we need for tomorrow. That will be absolutely fantastic. With that, that is another season coming to a close, and we head to bed for the night. Now, I will do the same thing that we did coming from spring into summer. I will let the screen roll over just so that we can see how much money we are starting fall with, and see how much money we've made overall. Like I said, I'm not going to play this day, but we will just double check on our money situation. So, starting fall, we have close to 60 grand. In total, we've made $480,000. If you guys think that's a decent effort, go ahead and leave a like and a comment for the sake of engagement. Tell me in the comments as well, would you choose the lucky ring over the burglar ring, or would you switch it up? I really am curious what you guys would do. But with all that being said, until next time, happy building, happy farming. Bye, guys.